Yo, 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 yo. All right. What's up, y'all? Timer is up. I like that little noise. Toot, 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 toot. What's going on? It is I, Ramon, here. Happy to be here with my dogs, my homies, my friends. I got Gang checking in from Thailand. We got Eduardo from Peru. How are y'all doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Game? How about you, Ramon? I have you returned to my little treat that I have on the weekends, and I am with all energy to be here with you.
Awesome. Where'd you go?
I went to Chiclayo, that is a city near to Peru. I visit my family there because I have a party there. My aunt married, so I have to assist to his wedding. It was a good time. I went the next day of the wedding. I went to the beach. I stayed all day on the beach, and it was very relaxing.
Awesome. Glad to hear you had a good trip, had some safe travels. How about you, gang? What's going on your side?
And I'm doing well, and I had a party as well on last Sunday. My great uncle had a wedding anniversary, and he invited uh, everybody in his family to join his party. Yes, so it was good. Yes,
Yeah, and I saw some of those pictures, and yes, your uncle definitely knows how to party and does it up.
thank you, thank you.
Well, good to hear. Glad you guys are doing okay. I know Eduardo was asking me earlier, hey man, what's up with the crutches?
Oh
Behind me.
yes.
And yo, I promise I didn't put that there on purpose. I just like I even noticed through the reflection in the Zoom. But yeah, as y'all saw in my channel, there was a video where I went up this big slide, right? This big slide, 90 feet in the air, huge slide. I actually revisited that mall this past weekend, and Angie wanted to go on the slide again because we enjoyed it so much the first time. Except this time, when I was going up and I was carrying, it's like a little rug, little mat you have to sit on to go down the slide. I guess eating crap. I must have stepped wrong, stepped on the thing. In fact, and I not to give a shameless plug, but if you check my shorts in my channel now, I actually have video of me falling, completely falling. I sprained my ankle. I was like super high up in the sky. Like, so imagine I'm super high up and I fall, I sprained my ankle. So I'm like, man, I gotta come back down. I mean, I kind of toughed it out and just limped my way. I did not slide back down because I was cool just doing it the first time. But yeah, so I got a little sprain, nothing crazy. My family took care of me, put on some Epsom salt, some cream, little band-aid around it, use these crutches. Well, I'm all right. I'm okay. I feel much better now. But thanks for the concern. Feeling better. Um, but yeah, today let me take a peep at the peeps. All right. So far, everything looking good on the live side. But today we do have very interesting topic, right? I really wanted to talk about this. I've been looking into it. There's a lot going on, and there might even be a lot that like the average person you talk to might not even know about. I'm not saying nobody knows, but a lot of the people I talk to just in passing, in small talk, and just regular day to day chit chat, when I mention this place, an eyebrow might raise. They might not be sure, maybe because of the name change, maybe because it used to be called something else. Now it's called what it's called now. But to least confuse the people, we are talking about, and gang, correct me if I'm pronouncing this correctly,
Ma-
Myanmar.
Timer.
Uh, I'm not sure. I think it's pronounced Myanmar.
Myanmar. Okay,
Oh,
I like
Myanmar.
I like
Yes.
how that sounds a little better. Myanmar.
Birman,
And for some, a lot of other people might know it as Burma.
Birman, Myanmar.
So I honestly, gang, talking to you, I've learned about this place, a lot about this place. I've gone ahead and done my own research, but there's a lot to unpack here. So, like I normally do, I'm gonna ask y'all first. Tell me what y'all know. If you want, I'll let our usual first line of defense take off, Eduardo. Let me know where you're at with Myanmar. Then we'll see what gang can add on to the combo, and then I'll let you know what I found out.
Well, I found that the name has changed. The name has changed. The capital has changed 25 times. 25, 21 times. The capital name has changed 25 times during all the histories of this country. It means that, for example, if you know the country as it was, okay, the capital have changed 21 times. It's very weird, right?
Yeah, the I feel like safe to say Myanmar has experienced change throughout the years. There's been change, challenges, lots of different things happening. Anything else you want to add on, Eduardo?
And another thing that I have found is that, well, it's for example, I seen the videos of the country, and I see very similarities, very things that are very similar. That's here in Peru. For example, if you go to markets, you can find that they sell a live animal, for example, and that is something very common here. For example, if you go to some city and you go to some market on that city, you can find the same that they sell alive animals. And yes, it's a very disordered place in some neighborhood. Of course, I'm not talking about all, but it's very similar to Latin America. It's because it's a poor country, right? And Latin America, of course, is a poor country too. There are many poor countries, so we can find many similarities. The other thing that I have seen is that it's very it's the main economy resort is the agriculture. It's plays a major role on that country, and it's the culture. The culture is very rich. They are Buddhists. They have the Buddhists as a religion, and I think that's very common in Asia, right? As much as I know. I think that gains more know more than me because I am in the other extreme of the planet.
Absolutely. Um, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting things about Myanmar. Like Eduardo said, the agriculture, Myanmar, forgive me. I got my professional um person teaching me how to say words here next to me. Gang. Um, before and by the way, before gang chimes in, again, just plugging us in that we're always here, just talking about culture, right? Talking about things around the world, practicing our English, carrying out the conversation, and that's what we're here to do every time we get together. Today's topic, once again, Myanmar, or some of y'all might know it as Burma. Well, gang, let us know a little bit about what you know about this place.
Yes, Myanmar actually is located on the west side of Thailand, and it's actually not far from where I live. I can drive there in less than 4 hours. Yes, and it share borders. Yes, and the country used to be rich in the past. I think in the past, the rich Thai people, maybe royal family or rich family in Thailand, would send their children to Myanmar to study because the country is so rich and so developed in the past. so that they can like use the knowledge in the country to come back to Thailand to improve our country. But somehow like the country got colonized by the Great Britain, and then it became independent, and now it's faced a civil war. So now it has a lot of problem inside the country, and now it's become the other way around. Like in Thailand, our population is declining, so we don't have a lot of workforce. But now, like people from Myanmar come to Thailand to work here with Thai people. Actually, the company that I'm working for uh, has some people from Myanmar working in the factory.
Cool. So you have actual people around you that you work with on a daily basis that are from here.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I assume that in the country, like they couldn't make a living, they're struggling, so they have to come to another country to earn some money and send back to their family, or maybe save money, and then they can go back to their country and start to maybe buy lands and do something with the money they save.
Okay. And would you say like when they talk about their country and where they're from, do they speak about it like in a positive way? Like how do they feel?
I'm not sure because they have their own language, so I cannot like communicate in a deep conversation with them. They probably live here for a long time, so they understand Thai when I say something to them. But some of them don't. So, but I cannot understand their language, so I couldn't have a deep conversation with them.
Do
Yes,
they speak Burmese or is Burmese a language?
I believe so. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, probably. Probably they probably
But
speak that.
I think they are good people. They work very hard here. Like they work hard, and I think they feel happy. Like they're good people. Like I like them. Yes.
I also get a very good vibe from the people.
Yes.
So just to, I mean, you mentioned something just to backtrack a little bit. 1948, it declared its independence from Great Britain.
Yes.
So could there have been like an English influence, maybe,
Um,
or no?
I believe so. I have a feeling that a lot of people in Myanmar can speak better English than Thai people.
Okay, yeah, because from to my
Be-
understanding, there's
yes.
so many different kinds of people in Myanmar that like there might be a few different languages, there might be a few different cultures mixed in.
I believe so. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because it's mind you, it's located between India, Thailand, China, and Bangladesh. So they're like surrounded by like, some power countries there. And their culture is a little bit like a mix of like China, India, Thailand, Bangladesh. I've seen pictures with like hot air balloons flying over these beautiful temples. Um, and like Gang mentioned now, they are going through a civil war at the moment, which you may not hear too much about. Maybe um common folks hear more about the Ukraine Russian war, but they might not know that in other parts of the world there's certain situations that are not positive ones going on. Just to kind of start off with that topic, there's a video of a lady who's doing exercise. Have you seen it, Gang?
Yes.
No.
Eduardo, you seen it?
No, I only see I only see a part of the video, and I saw that the girl were arrested, right? The girl was arrested. In
Okay,
the,
no. Okay, so she's doing exercise. Man, I just don't want to like share something from somewhere and then our live stream gets thrown off. So whatever. Later you can look it up. She's exercising and she's filming it with a camera. And behind her, you see like
cars.
the military coup begin, which is like when the military was driving towards the government of Burma to pretty much take over. Like basically, the military said, you know what? They thought like an election was rigged because there's a lot of like Democrats in Myanmar. And I was reading about this lady, Aung San Suu Kyi. I don't know if that rings a bell. Some lady.
Yes, she is a very famous name. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And her and the government, I mean, they got arrested. They got pretty much taken over. Because if you think about it, the military is like the muscle of the
Yeah.
country. It might not be the brains, but they're the muscle. They're the ones that could attack. They can, so they took advantage. And then this woman kind of like riled up some of the civilians, and now regular civilians, everyday civilians, they just got together and created an army, like a real army. Like they fatigues, weapons, they drop bombs from drones, like crazy, crazy, like full blown military. And if you talk to some of the people, not that I spoke to them, but there's people that are there talking to them with cameras, doing interviews, and they're like, oh, one guy was like, yeah, I was a plumber. The other guy was a teacher. And basically, when the military took over, they were like, I mean, they were just killing people, walking around just ruthlessly. And then there's a word that gets thrown around. And I'm gonna ask you, we're gonna keep it English for 2 seconds. By the way, let me check out, the peeps. See how everyone's doing. All right, nothing too crazy. Okay, it's okay. All right. What was I about to say?
What? Which?
I lost my train of thought.
Or what?
I just lost my train of thought. We were talking about the Civil War,
Oh,
and then the people got together to go against the military. Okay, the word. I was gonna bring up a word. There you go. Found it. And I want you guys to tell me what this word means or what it means to you. Genocide.
genocide when you kill people. I love people, right?
Okay.
With an justice reason, only you kill.
All right. That's not mad at that definition. Gang, what's genocide to you?
Genocide. I think I agree with Eduardo. Is I think it means a mass killing.
Okay. Have you ever heard the term ethnic cleansing?
Uh, Never heard of it, but I can guess the meaning. Ethnic mean like a group of people that look similar, and cleansing is like when you eradicate something, right?
But
Yes.
for example, and I wanted to know, right? For example, Myanmar, sorry, it's very near to your country, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
your country. Have you ever visited?
No, but one day in the future, I think I would like to go there. I think, but at this moment, I feel that it might not be safe for me, like to go there, and because of a lot of things that happen in the country at this moment. So I feel that like right now, like maybe if I want to travel, I should maybe travel in Thailand.
And it's very cheap. I've seen that.
Yes, yes, I believe so. Yes, a lot of things in the country must be cheap. Yes.
It's cheaper than Thailand, or it is similar?
I believe so. Yes, because the cost of labor there in Myanmar is cheaper than Thailand. Yes, but I think maybe a lot of products might be more expensive, like what you get in the supermarket or something. Yes, because the country is closed. So I'm not sure about like the importing. Yes. Maybe if they import something like from another country, it might be like more expensive. But I'm not sure about what I'm talking.
Okay, I understand. It's clear. It's more clear. And
And also, go ahead, Eduardo.
no. And I wanted to know because I think that many Asian countries have really similar system, right? Of course, Myanmar could be a country that have this, this kind of political problems or these challenges that they have because there are many problems with the democratization transitions. But I consider that Asian countries are similar in religions, are similar in culture. For example, I know that they are very similar. For example, in case I want to compare a little with Thailand, for example, do you think it's similar than Thailandia, the way how people live? For example, in Latin America, it's very similar. If you go to Peru, you go to Ecuador, you go to Chile, you go to another country in Latin America, they are very similar. Of course, be they can have something different, but still the style of life is similar. How different is Myanmar than Thailand?
I think I would say so. Like in terms of appearance, I think I cannot like differentiate like a person from Myanmar or a person from Thailand, except like the way they dress or they act, or maybe like when they speak something. Like I think we go kind of similar to each other. And like I said in the past, like Myanmar used to be a rich country, and we adopt a lot of things from Myanmar in the past. We send like our children to Myanmar to study, and we adopt a lot of things from the country. And actually, I think like maybe a few hundred years ago, uh, Myanmar they used to invade Thailand, and they took over for a period of time. Yes, and then we kind of fight back, and then they have to retreat. Yes.
Okay, you know that.
So they used to be a powerful and rich country in the past. They used to have a king, but now they somehow they got messed up, and it came to the point that what happened now.
Oh, interesting to know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked up, and so from what I researched, there's 130 ethnic groups. Biggest group
Yes.
being, I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce this correctly. Bamar, Bamar. That's Bamar. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's the biggest ethnic group. Now, segueing into that, do you know why they changed the name?
No, why?
Okay, because Burmese people is one ethnic group of people, but Myanmar has different ethnic groups. So if you call it Burma, you're excluding the people that are not Burmese that live in Myanmar.
Uh
And when they also became independent from Great
yes.
Britain, they kind of wanted like a new name to kind of like Burma kind of goes with when they were part with when they were with Great Britain. So they kind of wanted like a new name, and the new name is in Burmese language.
I see.
So pretty cool.
Yes. Another fact is, as you say, like I just realized that like um, even like people who work for my company that come from Myanmar, they don't speak the same language. Like they came from a different part of Myanmar, and then like they speak different language. So even when they come from the same country, but they cannot communicate with each other, and that's the big problem, I think, like in their country.
Mm. Everyone speaks a different language.
Yes.
And when you have in Peru, for example, okay, in Peru it's not so common, right? Because in Peru we have only one language, it's Spanish. The second language that more people speak, believe it or not, I think that it's English because many people know how to speak it. Of course, we do not speak English, but many people know how to speak English. Okay, and the third is Quechua, for example. Quechua is a language that in highlands people speak, but it's very old language. In some countries, even in some universities, you can learn Quechua, but it's not so common. But we are very occidental country in a way.
And would you say, does anyone talk English in Peru amongst each other? Or just like if they need to speak with like a tourist or like a family member?
No, they have to speak with tourists, even in war, when you have to work with another country, people from another country, you have to communicate in English. But I tell you that's because I know that many people now that have studied, for example, for finishing the university, you need to think to accredit that you know English or another language. So it's obligated that you have to study English. So that's why it's many people study it.
Okay. Um, and by the way, let me just because I brought it up and I didn't really land the airplane with the topic. So the genocide thing, right?
Oh, yes.
So um, you know, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. But I mean, if you think about like the Nazis and the Jewish people, that situation, if you think about that's basically what was happening with that, right? And again, that's what pretty much created a whole entire world war. So some of these people try to wipe out a whole ethnic group. I mean, you got to have a lot of hate in your heart to want to wipe out people just because of like color of their skin, their background, how they look. But that's pretty much what happens. And in Myanmar, mind you, there's 130 ethnic groups, and some of these groups are small. For example, I don't know if you heard of the Karen people.
No.
Have you heard of the Karen people? That's another little group of people. They live like very much like in a very kind of like rural, growing their own plants away from civilization. But
What's the name?
Karen, like kind of sounds like the first name of like a white American lady, but it's
Because
the Karen people.
I seen some documental in Nat Geo about people who live very apart of civilization. They have their own town, their own, customs. They have their own religions, Christmas religion, something like that, and they marry between them. They don't want to go outside because they don't want to contaminate, with another person.
And in history, these groups get, they've gotten mistreated, they get killed, they get hurt because other people find them out. And since they're so, like you said, they're so far away from society, they don't call the cops. They don't maybe have the newest gun to use, or maybe have like know, like you said, they just want to live peacefully on their own, away from everyone. And unfortunately, there's horrible people that try to wipe these people out. I don't know why. I mean, I don't understand it, but like this group right now, maybe I'm saying it wrong. The Tot the Mada, I think is the military now that kind of took over. They're the ones in charge now. And but mind you, they're in charge, but they're at war. Half the country's going against them. It's like in
Yes.
a lot of I noticed like a lot of conversations that we have, it's like I'm seeing a common theme. Like the countries are different, but in the core, there's a similar problem everywhere. And the problem is like there's a government that is for some reason making the people feel like they need to get together and protest and fight and go against, whether it's in Panama, whether it's in Venezuela, whether it's Israel versus Palestine, whether it's Ukraine versus Russia, whether it's Myanmar versus each other, whether it's China against, Taiwan. Like right now, we're in a little, like, the world's in a little bit of an awkward space. If you really think about it, now that I'm really doing some research and learning about different places, like I had no clue. I had no damn clue. And some of the things that they teach you in school that was happening 200 years ago, 100 years ago, it's happening now. One of our next topics that, I know very little about, but I started hearing about, and maybe I'm late to the party. I'm sorry, but I was hearing about the Congo. You know the Congo, Africa.
Yes, yeah, in Africa, yes.
But that's for another. That's his own live stream episode, all on its own.
You are saying that, for example, the more different culture we have in a country, the more problem we have between this. And it could be right, but for example, but I will say that I will translate that not necessary in different culture, but in the lack of education. Because when you have lack of education in a country, you have people less tolerant. And when you have people less tolerant, it's very easy for them that they judge you because you're different than them. And on that way, they can attack you or they can try to change. And because, for example, I know now that of course, and there are other many ways, many factors that can affect. For example, if you situate in Europe's all time they have killed between them, right? Now that they have something in common, that is the Europe, the free border pass, and they have many other charters inside this space, they reduce the wars between them, right? Because all time you don't have problems because they have difference. But now that they have something in common, it's reduced, right? So it could be a way, for example, that countries have to do that between cultures inside them, right? For example, discrimination is very common, not only here, but in many parts of the world, because it's the lack of education, the lack of, the lack of these tools that try to avoid this, right? Tools that try to avoid this. And when I say tool, I'm not talking about maybe education is the first one, but it could be more, right?
Can I add to your statement, because you're definitely cooking up something here, and I just want to add to it. So yeah, lack of education can create conflict. What do you think about too much education? When motherfuckers get too smart out here. Now you got AI. Now you got the robots doing things on their own. Now you got now people know how to use weapons, create bombs, place them, plant them. You got, I'm only thinking because in America, there's education, more than enough education. And some of this education gets taken advantage of when you got an 18-year-old guy that goes on YouTube and can figure out how to dress up in military attire from head to toe and pull out a mass shooting on a school, and that is funny. It's a different kind of war, right, in America, and I'm telling you because that's where I'm reporting from. But yeah, man, it's kind of, I get a little sad. I just start to look at the world and I'm like, okay, and there's a lot of beautiful things to it too. A lot of beauty, a lot of positive, which, I like. I love the fact I'm able to sit down, get together with Gang in Thailand, Eduardo in Peru, me in America, and we can have conversations and maybe laugh, have some fun, learn something, practice something, become better. But fuck, man, sometimes like the last 3 or 4 live streams, I'm like, at the end of it, I'm like, man, I get a little stressed out. Like, What's the and like what? Of course, every country has a different problem, but they're all having like a similar effect amongst people. I think I told gang once upon a time, and Eduardo, I'm gonna ask you. I kind of want to hear what you would think. What would push you? What would make you say, okay, fuck everything I have. I'm gonna walk until I reach the next country. Like how difficult, what situation, and God bless those people and everyone that has to go through that. But and my parents had to do it to some degree, right? But and gang, I think your parents had to do it too. Eduardo, I don't know the history of yours, but they had to make that decision. And people have to make that decision every day. It's like if I stay here, I might not make it
So,
here.
so something that make me go to another place, maybe another country or another something different, it will be, for example, a word. A
A
word,
war.
yes, a word will be a reason. So I go. Because on war you have destruction, you have many other things that don't make you feel sure, safe, right? That is, I would think that it could be a scenario, a war, for example. And another could be, for example, and climate change. For example, if climate is so hard that you cannot stand and you cannot tolerate, okay, I can go, maybe. But for extreme thing, I think, not for just short things or little things. I think I will do it for very strong reason.
Oh yeah, but that's why I think it's important that we have this conversation. We begin to learn, even if maybe right now we don't know everything. Like I said, this topic was very new to me. It's a country you don't. It's not a commonly recognized country. If you tell it to like the average person, right? It's not like um, the United States, China, Russia. It just some countries have a little more of a popularity to their name. Look, Peru's known, Peru, Argentina. But then you got like, other countries that, people may not recognize. I think Burma, Myanmar might be one of those. But at least going through my little Googles and YouTubes, it's kind of picking up. People are interested. People are visiting. People are reporting, talking about it, and the civil war is making world headlines. The Chinese president, he got a little bothered because you know there's a part that they border China, and he says one of the bullets accidentally landed on the China side. And he was
Yes.
like, hey, I better chill, man. You better play on that side, okay? Um, so but yeah, hopefully, but I mean, look, to balance out the whole thing, war, conflict, it's been there since the beginning of time. And it'll probably be there for the rest of time. We're not in a perfect world. It is what it is. People are different. People think different, feel different. And that's just what it is. It's just important to maybe try to bridge it all together. That's why I've taken a little bit of heed, a little bit of interest, and just kind of like understanding the world around me more than I already do. All right, gentlemen, I think we did okay for today. That's just about sums it all up. Let's see how much time we at. Oh, we're okay. We've been extending it. Usually we're like 30 minutes. Now we've been like 45 minutes a couple times. Party wasn't out of control today, but it's okay. The live stream gets saved. You can go back and watch it and listen to it as many times as you like. Again, I know, forgive me, I didn't quite get the intro going like I normally do, but just keep in mind, we're here to have a conversation amongst each other. We're all across the pond. It's the conversation going on around the world to practice our English, practice our communication, have that culture exchange, and learn as much as we can. We don't claim to be experts, but we're just having the same conversation you're having in your living room. But with that being said, I'm out of here. I gotta get this freaking crutch and go limp my ass around. Eduardo, I'm gonna let you say your goodbye words, then gang, then we're out of here.
Okay, Ramon, thank you very much for inviting me once again. And I hope that we made people a clear idea about Bigmar, about Myanmar, sorry, about Bigmar was the name that's another some people know. But I hope people contribute to people know more about this country. Thank you for reminding.
No, you're welcome. Gang.
Yes, thank you for having me, and good to talk to you, Eduardo, and good to talk to you, Ramon. It's good to see you guys today.
Always a pleasure. Always happy to see your faces. So, guys, yes, for everyone watching, Myanmar. If you go to my thumbnail, you want the spelling, it's on there. Country used to be called Burma, Burma, right? Burma. So do your little research. You can spend hours learning about this country. But thank you guys. I know today we're I didn't mention we're here on a Monday. Normally it's Tuesday, but we're just trying to work the schedule around. But I just wanted to make sure that we were here this week. Again, special thank you to Gang and Eduardo for being present, always making it. I appreciate that very much. And I'll catch y'all guys next week. All right. Till next time, happy holidays and try to get all your Christmas shopping done.